Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Monday, January 3, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Atlanta Hawks vs Portland Trail Blazers. Atlanta is 10th in the NBA in scoring, with an average of 110.6 points per game. The Hawks are shooting 45.9% overall, which is 13th, and an impressive 38.1% from three-point range, which is second best in the league. The leading scorer is Trae Young, with an average of 27.5 points per game, while the second leading scorer is John Collins, with an average of 17.6 points per game. But Collins is one of the many players for Atlanta who is out under COVID protocols, but could be cleared to play on Monday. Young is also the leader in assists with an average of 9.4 dishes per contest. Atlanta averages 23.6 assists and 11.5 turnovers per game, for an assist-to-turnover ratio of 2.1. This is a nightmare scenario for the Trailblazers. They're now missing their top 2 scorers with both Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum out of the lineup. Not only is their backcourt in shambles, but the frontcourt is a mess as well, with Jusuf Nurkic listed as doubtful to play in Monday's game. That's checkmate for the Trailblazers. Atlanta might have a defensive problem, but Norman Powell is the only player left standing that's averaging in double scoring figures. If you can't create an offensive splash show or at least play elite defense, you can forget about beating this Hawks team. The scoring has just been superior. Believe it or not, their defense has also stood out in comparison to Portland's, which isn't saying much. Portland is scoring an average of 108.2 points per game, which is 13th in the league, while shooting 44.7% overall and 34.9% from three-point land. Damian Lillard is the leading scorer for Portland, with an average of 24.0 points per game. Second leading scorer CJ McCollum, with an average of 20.6 points per game, is sidelined while recovering from a collapsed lung. 3 other players average double figures in scoring for the Trailblazers. Lillard is the leader in assists with an average of 7.3 dishes per contest. Portland averages 22.5 assists and 13.0 turnovers. Our first betting advice is to pick Atlanta Hawks to cover the spread. Sure, the Hawks are bad defensively, but the Trailblazers have been worse. They're giving up more points and the higher shooting percentages in games. And they're decimated right now with notable roster absences. Damian Lillard and Anthony Simons are both listed as out for this game, while center Jusuf Nurkic is pegged as questionable. It's going to be hard for a team that depends so heavily on Lillard's help to keep their offense going strong. At the very least, the Trailblazers could depend on their high-power defense to give them a shot in games. But it'll have to be the next man up in Monday's game against the Hawks. Yes, Atlanta is an accident waiting to happen defensively, but it'll be a long-shot opportunity for this Trailblazers to exploit that weakness. The total has finished over in each of Atlanta's last 3 games. The Hawks are 10th in the NBA in scoring with an average of 110.6 points per game and are 24th in the NBA in points allowed at 110.5 points per game. Portland has had the total finish over in each of the last 3 games and are coming off a game in which they allowed the Los Angeles Lakers to score 139 points and over the last 3 games have allowed an average of 130.3 points per game. The Trailblazers are averaging 111.6 points per game when playing at home this season, and the brunt of that effort is off the back of Damian Lillard, who is averaging 24 points per game. However, the Hawks should feel plenty confident in their ability to match his effort on the floor with Trae Young. The star guard is averaging 27.5 points per game on a team with a slew of talent returning on Monday. Kevin Huerter, Onyeka Okongwu and Cam Reddish are all listed as probable to play in this game. That's essentially 3 more players averaging in double scoring figures to lend a helping hand. Our second betting advice is to pick over the total. Quick reminder, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Los Angeles Clippers vs Minnesota Timberwolves. The Los Angeles Clippers have been in a rut as they've lost 6 of their past 9 games, but they will be eager to build some momentum after sneaking past the Nets in a 120-116 road win on Saturday. Eric Bledsoe led the team with 27 points on 8 of 12 shooting. Reggie Jackson and Terrence Mann each scored 19 points, while Amir Coffey chipped in with 14 points, 8 rebounds and 5 assists. As a team, the Clippers shot 48% from the field and 14 of 36 from the three-point line as they got outscored by the Nets in every quarter until the fourth quarter, where they exploded for 40 points to pull off the major upset. The Timberwolves have a hard-fought battle against the Lakers on Sunday, then have to come back on Monday to take on the Clippers. Not an appetizing scenario. Plus, Minnesota has had no answers for the Clippers of late, losing 9 of the last 10 meetings. Even without Leonard and George, Los Angeles is finding a way to win. They have lost 6 of their last 9 games, but wins over Boston and Brooklyn in 2 of their last 3 games. Plus, the Clippers are one of the best defensive teams in the league, 6th in points allowed per game. The Minnesota Timberwolves have been in a real slump as they've lost 5 of their past 6 games overall, and they will be hoping to arrest a 3-game skid after getting stopped by the Lakers in a 108-103 road loss last night. Naz Reid led the team with 23 points and 11 rebounds. Anthony Edwards added 18 points with 7 rebounds and 4 assists, while Patrick Beverley tallied 12 points with 9 rebounds and 6 assists. As a team, the Timberwolves shot 44% from the field and 9 of 38 from the three-point line as they kept pace with the Lakers all the way until the fourth quarter, where the Lakers used a decisive 9-2 run to pull away and steal the game late. Our first betting advice is to pick the Los Angeles Clippers. Los Angeles is averaging 105.5 points per game, 24th overall, and they are allowing 105.2 points per contest, 6th overall. The Clippers are 20th in field goal percentage, 45.0%, 9th in three-point shooting, 36.2%, and 12th in free throw percentage, 78.1%. The Clippers are only averaging 14.8 free throws per game, 28th overall. The Clippers will be without both Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. They will also be without Brandon Boston, Ivica Zubac, Nicholas Batum, and Luke Kennard. That leaves Jackson as the leading scorer, who will be playing at 17.2 ppg. 7 players are averaging in double digits, but 4 of those players are out. Minnesota is 14th in points per game at 108.1 and is allowing 109.1 points per game, 20th overall. They are 27th in field goal shooting, 42.9%. The Timberwolves are the number 1 team in the NBA in three-point attempts per game, 41.6, but are only 23rd in three-point shooting, 33.9%. The Timberwolves are 3rd in offensive rebounds at 12.5 per game, but 16th in total rebounds at 45.2. Minnesota will be without D'Angelo Russell, 18.7 ppg, 6.7 apt. The Timberwolves are led by Karl Anthony Towns at 24.5 points and 9.1 rebounds per game. Edwards is also having an outstanding season, averaging 22.2 points and 5.7 boards per contest. Our second betting advice is to pick under the total.